Just wondering what your mindset is like coming back to this place where you won a major last year.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm not trying to put too much pressure on myself. I think I'm going to look at this tournament as a new opportunity to win, not put too much pressure of, trying to defend my title. I feel like that kind of comes up time and time again. But trying to enjoy myself out here. Played the front nine yesterday. Feel really calm out here. Good memories. So I'm looking forward to this week.
As you sort of remember last year, does that help you in your preparation, remembering some of the good shots and moments that you had last year?
Yeah, absolutely. I know I had a good first two rounds last year. Saturday didn't do much, and then Sunday kind of fought back my way. And it's a tougher golf course this year, I think, with the new greens, and it's firmer, and then some new added bunkers in different areas. I'm going to see the back nine later today, but I'm expecting it to play a little harder.
Mm-hmm. I was just sitting here talking to Megan earlier about how you sat in the scoring area for maybe 30 minutes last year after you finished your round.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what you thought about, or if you remembered what you were thinking in those moments where you sat here just waiting for it to end.
I think it was cold, and I was a little worried about my back. And it was actually really clutch last year. My physio was actually out of here on our way to Dallas. And I think after 30 minutes of her on her drive there, she turned around and she came back, and she had enough time to help me on the range and get ready for the playoff.
Awesome. I'll open it up starting here with Sarah to some questions.
Yeah. Lilia, this was a gritty victory from you last year. It took a lot of tenacity. What did you learn about yourself in that moment?
That you're never really out of the tournament. I think I'm a bit of a perfectionist. If I hit one bad shot, or if I don't birdie a hole that I think needs to be birdied, you're really not out of the tournament. And it took kind of my caddy last year to put me in place. On hole 15 on Sunday, I remember just being so upset at my approach shot. I hit it to 40 feet, and then I got so upset. I was like, I'm not out here trying to make pars. Like, this is the last day. I only have a couple holes left. Like, why am I making pars? And then he told me to let it all out before I got to the putting green, or he wouldn't give me my putter. So that was good.
And major tests for some players just hit different. And it's obviously winning 2 last year. What is it about majors that brings out the best in you?
I think I typically enjoy a really difficult course. I feel like it really challenges the best parts of your games. You have to have everything. You can't, kind of find an easy way out of it. You have to have everything here.
And just a year on, do you feel any different, or do you just kind of feel like the same old Lilia that, loves steak, loves her cat, and is out here just hitting a golf ball?
I think I'm still trying to I think myself is the problem when I'm not enjoying myself out here. I'm still trying to find my peace out here and not get too upset when I don't achieve what I think I can.
Go ahead
Lilia.
up here.
Yeah.
So you won this tournament last year. You also have won the last major played, and you're the number 2 player in the world. But given what's going on with Nelly Korda, given Lydia Ko chasing the Hall of Fame point, do you feel like you're flying under the radar right now?
I typically like to fly under the radar. They've been playing great. I mean, this shows how competitive this sport is. Like, women's golf is not something to be taken lightly. There's great golf out here. I think more people need to watch us. I mean, watching the Masters was great, but I think people are really going to enjoy watching the Chevron out here.
Following up on that, we've been talking a lot about what's going on in women's basketball and Caitlin Clark. So what do you think needs to happen for women's golf to have that kind of same explosion of interest?
I think it's happening right now with Nelly. I mean, she's bringing so much to the table, just win after win, just having it, just everything together. And, I mean, she's done such a good job at it, just so well-liked and loved out here. She brings a big following. She's a great person, so just her, and she's kind of our Caitlin Clark out here.
Lilia, how would you assess where your game is at coming into this major championship?
Yeah, it's been a kind of rough couple months, I think, just battling with my injury. It's just been a little scary. I've definitely cried a lot on the range sometimes because my back just couldn't hold up. But I definitely feel a lot better than I did at PV and Phoenix. So I would say we're basically 95% there. If I stay healthy this week, I think I'll be able to do what I need to do.
What has been the biggest challenge that you've dealt with in this early part of the year?
It's just been kind of an up and down, just not being fully physically healthy. And then on the days that I feel physically healthy, then I'll get upset with not performing the way I think I should. And then it's kind of up and down. But I think for me, I'm just going to try and enjoy myself and just, I think the reason my body was angry was because I was internally angry. So last week I told myself, I'm not going to be angry anymore. Whatever happens, happens. Like, you're doing your best that day, so just focus on that.
Can you take us through sort of what your physical therapy looks like, or your rehab, how you kind of get yourself physically ready, or after a round, what that looks like?
Yeah, so I've definitely kind of put lifting kind of on the back burner, just trying to let myself recover, seeing my physical therapist at home almost every single day. And it kind of kills me that I can't go and train like fully the way I like to, because that's something that I love to do. But I got back into it last week and was fine. So I feel like I'm in a good area for this week.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, what's your recovery process like? Like, whether it's if you have a certain playlist, or what it's like?
For me, I kind of just definitely do stretching every night. That's something that has been really crucial. Even I've taken that very seriously recently with how my body's reacting, and yeah, but definitely kind of just being nice to myself, reading more. I love to scroll on TikTok. That's a bad thing of mine, but I just constantly do that, and just relaxing and enjoying myself and not kind of punishing myself even though I'm not achieving some stuff that I want to achieve currently. So just being nice to myself. It's all a journey, right?
So we've spoken a lot recently about the impact of women's sports. Throughout the weekend, we will talk a lot more about that. And I was wondering, in the position that you're in right now, what advice would you give to a young girl who wants to get into sports? And what does it mean to you when people say, play like a girl?
I think when you see someone else doing that, like say, for example, Caitlin Clark, then you can imagine yourself as a little girl doing that. Because I definitely had my inspirations growing up, like Annika Sorenstam and Lorena Ochoa, Sari Pak. And when you see someone able to achieve that, then you can, follow along in their footsteps. And I think people are quick to turn away like, oh, that's not a girl sport. But every single sport is for both men and women. I think anyone can do it. So just follow your dreams, know what you want to do, and then go full force and don't give up. Mm-hmm.
Lilia, you mentioned worrying about your back last year at this championship. Angela Stanford was just in here saying that she's had the same physio trainer since 2004.
Yeah.
Who is your trainer? How long have you had her, and how often is she out here with you?
Okay, so at home, I have Stephanie Hickerson. She's my physical therapist. And then on the road here, my physio, Annalise. She's been a crucial part of my career, too. I actually started working with her in Arkansas in 2022 when my back gave out again there. So this is third time that we've worked through this, but every single time it's gotten better. And, yeah, I remember in Arkansas, I wasn't sure if I was going to play that tournament, and I saw her for the first time. I got introduced to her by my caddy, and I saw her for the first time, and I was basically like, I don't think I can play this week. I don't think that. And it was, I think, Friday start in Arkansas, and she's like, hey, don't say that yet. Let's just keep going day by day. And then played Friday, and then ended up leading the first day, and then we just kind of never looked back, and she's been on my team ever since.
Was that the first time you started having back issues, or when did it first start?
Yeah, I think that was the first time. I think it was me coming back from Epson Tour 2, and I didn't know how to kind of formulate a team. I was just kind of seeing wherever my golf takes me, and then I realized, like, okay, the girls out here really take golf seriously. They have someone for everything, and those people make their lives easier. So I knew that's when I needed to kind of step up and add certain people to my team so that I can just play golf and think about that.
Was it a shot in Arkansas that started it all, or?
No, it was. I think I was just a little bit sore from the travel from Portland to Arkansas. I don't remember the route, but I remember playing 9 holes on Tuesday and not feeling the greatest, just knowing that it was a little tight, and then it just got progressively worse. Yeah, I couldn't even sit in the car for more than like 10 minutes.
But as you sit here today, it feels good?
Yeah, I'm fine now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have one back here, and then you can go ahead after this.
After winning here last year, how special is it returning to the Houston area and the Woodlands? Does it make it a little more special for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, instantly when I landed in Houston, it felt very calming to me. I felt like almost a sort of a home. I don't know why. I just kept thinking about it. Even my parents were talking about it last night. Like, could be even a place to consider to move. But I love this area. Everyone's super welcoming. I think the energy here is different. Like, everybody wants us to be here, looking forward to it. It's just a really fun week overall. And once I hit that first shot on the first hole yesterday, I knew. I was like, oh, this is home. It just feels so right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Congratulations on your recovery.
Oh, thank you.
I wanted to ask, since your recovery, how has your patience with yourself grown?
Yeah, I think it's been a rough ride for me. I feel like, recovery is it's such a journey. It's up and down. Some days I'll be feeling really good and, work out really well, feeling so strong, and then I'll have a good practice session, and then the next day it'll be cold, and then I could feel the pain while driving. And I think it kind of got to me one of the days last week, because it's scary when you can't do normal everyday activity without pain. That's when you're kind of like, oh gosh, if I go and play golf, something that I love to do and want to do every single day, but I can't even sit in a car and drive 20 minutes. Like, that's a scary feeling, right? But just basically, I think it's also your mindset. I think once I decided, like, okay, I think I'm internally angry. I'm not going to let that affect my body. I'm just going to let whatever happen. I have the best people around me, and they know that I'm moving well, so I'm just going to trust what they think.
And how has your support system around you encouraged you?
Yeah, they've been really great. I mean, my parents are forever my rock. They believe in me, and they know how hard I can get on myself. They can even sense when I just get really quiet. They're like, are you okay? And they know instantly, and they kind of want me to play this week without pressure. Like, whatever happens. Like, once we landed here on Sunday, my dad was just saying to me, like, whatever happens, just let it be. Don't get angry. Don't get too up and down. Just do your thing. You're good enough.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Beth Ann, why don't you close us out, and then we'll let you go, Lila.
So did you have any input on the dinner last night, the menu?
Oh my God, last night was amazing. So there was kind of a communication, like unable to communicate too well, because I think when we all kind of decided to get together and have a phone call, I was in China, and then back stuff started happening. And so we just did a group chat, and I had told Chef Keller, like, hey, I really love steak, made it my personality trait. But, and then I also said that I'm Vietnamese, and I kind of want to do some Vietnamese flavors, but you can do whatever you want. I know he's so goated, so like, just let him do whatever he wants. And he did a great job. I didn't see the menu until I sat down yesterday, and I was very impressed because he made this dish called bak ha, which is something that my mom makes a lot, and that's my favorite thing that she makes. So I was very surprised, and then every single course that came out he hit it out the park. It was so good. And for that Vietnamese dish that he brought out, I looked at my whole table. Everything was clear. Everyone ate every single piece off that plate. Yeah, it was amazing.
Did you arrive via helicopter?
No. Cupcho tried to convince me, but I was like, no, you go do it. Send me a video after.
You're scared?
Scared, for sure.
All right. Thanks, Lilia.
Yeah, thank you.
I completely forgot to ask about that.
Yeah, I took a picture of everything. I had him sign the menu.